Good morning, everybody. I'm Spike. Welcome to my Twitch channel, usually for gaming, where I'm Crunk7up. Um, as usual, I'm continuing my daily stream in the mornings for learning Japanese in Rosetta Stone. And sharing this progress. So far, if you see the other videos on my channel, if not, go check out my YouTube link. That's where they all reside permanently until I can be an affiliate and they stay on my Twitch channel. So far, uh, we've completed the core lesson, lesson one, a couple days ago. Then we did the pronunciation yesterday. It was a shorter stream. Then we went on to the vocabulary because they were short lessons. They're only like 8 or 10 pages, slides, if you like, sections long. And today we're going to be doing the grammar, which, as you can see there, the last time I did this was July the 6th last year, and I only got 92%. Obviously, I think this is the one I did the once, was quite chuffed with myself, and then things happened during the summer in real life, to do with my ex and my daughter, that precluded me from carrying on learning this language. As my focus went elsewhere. So today we're going to start with the grammar again, and get this short up to say January the 8th, 2025, and try and finish it. Today is Wednesday, so there's Wednesday. Depending on how we will go, depends on whether we'll do this one. But as you can see, I started in progress on the same day because I finished this one. So I'm hoping that we can do the grammar and the reading. That'll be Wednesday. Now the writing, I think the writing and the listening ones might be towards the end of the week. Um, we'll see how the grammar goes, and depending on how that goes, depends on whether I'll shift back and we repeat through the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lessons, right? I think going back and redoing what you've already done in a week, reviewing and making sure that you have got it cemented in the head, in the brain, and have it to recall. I think that's going to be quite helpful in maintaining the knowledge learnt here in learning Japanese. Even though with this program and language pack, this seems to be doing quite well for me in retaining the very core basics of this language. So, without further ado, um, I have myself my copy that I'll be slurping on the way through this lesson. So please bear in mind if it comes through on the microphone. But let's get down to it, shall we? Let's hit up the grammar. Let's reset the score. We don't want last year's score. And obviously I've got to set this up each time I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely jubbly. Right, so now we'll start the lesson. Again, I'm doing this so you can see my progress, and you'll be able to see the materials that I'm using. If you're watching this stream and you find it informative, as always, please follow this channel. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bells and all that sort of thing. Please do the same on my YouTube channel as well, because that's where these videos, like I mentioned, live permanently. So if you want to go back and re-reference anything, that's the place to do it. I'd very much appreciate the follow. Anyone who already can speak Japanese or knows a bit of Japanese or wants to add in their advice, some pointers, resources, whatever, by all means, come and join in. Come follow me. Come see what we're doing over here. It's not just this, it's also some gaming. I know the games I choose might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it would be nice to have a little bit of a community and following. I don't make any money from this. This is all for fun and because I want to. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day I will get monetized, but that seems like years away. So for now, it's just a place to put up some content and do the things that I enjoy that I hope other people will come and find and enjoy themselves. So I'd really appreciate those that watch these channels, even if it's a random watch. It don't cost you anything. Just follow me, just to get updates on what I might be doing or when these go up. That'd be really helpful. Thank you very much. Let's continue. Where are we going to start today?
男の子
Otokonoko. Okay, so
女の子
onnanoko.
女の人、
Onnanoshito.
男の人、
Otokonoshito. Yeah. At least we got some.
の子
Okay, so now we have to choose based on what we know about what we've learnt so far. So that's onnanoko,
女の子
otokonoko,
男の子
otokonoshito,
男の人、
and
の人、
onnanoshito.
女の人、
I've just realised I might need to do these a little slower because I'm doing this at the pace at which I'm remembering this. Do you know what? We'll do that one. We'll go back. Even though that was a perfect score, we'll redo it. So in this one,
の子
we're choosing whether it's male or female. And this here refers to whether they're young or older. Okay? So, onnanoko for our first one.
女の子
And this is
No
another
ko.
reason that I would very much like people to join in by joining me when they watch these videos. If you're watching them live when I stream, come join me in the chat. You can join in and have fun. I will do this like a little bit of a game. So, what do we have here? We have a boy, which is otoko, and he's a nonoko. So, otokonoko.
男の子
There we go.
の人、
And then we can apply what we've learned at the top here to the bottom here. So we know that male is otoko,
男の
otokonoshito,
人、
and we know that
no
this is
hito.
female, onano, onnanoshito.
女の人、
There we go. I will try to do this at a slower pace so that things are a little bit more extended, and this goes in a little bit more. So here we have otokonoko. So here we're learning about the grammar of these. So otokonoko is this boy here. We just need to click on our choice. Okay. So right. Okay. So the highlighted one is the big dark grey bar. So I nearly got this wrong. The big dark grey bar is the one we're selecting for, and we get 3 choices. So which one do you think it is out of this? I'm going to go for otokonoshito because that's older gentleman, male, older,
男の人、
and singular as well. So our next one, a few choices here, changing it up. Onnanoko, otokonoshito, or onnanoshito. Older lady, onnanoshito. So one I'm going to select. And select
女
that.
の人、
There we go. Now down to the youngers. And the youngers are onnanoko and otokonoko. So you can see that we have the older generation are noshito, and we've already done those at the top. So it only leaves, for a process of elimination, the onnanoko, which we now know.
女の子
From that, we can presume that this one will be otokonoko and not the noshito at the end of onnana or otoko.
男の子
There we go. But this is only frame
男の
4. So here, so now we get to choose the ending. Well, now we can see the split. Is it otokonoko or otokanoshito? Well, he's older, so that's going to be shito. Here, right here.
人、
Shito.
男の人、
女の
Onnano. Well, that's a younger girl, so that's ko rather than shito. So I'm going to select
子
ko. It's onnano ko.
女の子
女の、
And now for this, we know we've just done onnano ko, so it must be onnano shito. And you can see it's an older lady, well, older than teen, anyway. So we'll choose hito.
女の人、
男の
We know for this one, otokonoko is young boy,
子
ko. So I'm going to choose ko. So it's otokonoko.
男の子
There we go.
彼は走っています
Oh, so kare wa hashite imasu. Hashite imasu is jogging, if I remember rightly. So I believe it'll be this picture. So that's the one we're going to select because we haven't got very bars and we've only got one selection. We'll go for the man
彼
running.
らはカタカナを書いています。
Ah. So with this one, we know that katakana is to do with writing and alphabet symbols and such. And kaite is actual write. So, gareru wa katakana o kaitemasu.
彼らはカタカナを書いています。
Oh, I didn't say that quite well because I did that at slow speed.
彼らはカタカナを書いています。
It has to be this one because this is jusu and this is hashite.
女の子はジュースを飲んでいます
There we go. So we can see now by the process of elimination from the previous things we've learnt in the two previous streams that I've done so far in those modules. Oh, excuse me. That onanoko is young girl. Jusu is juice, and onondemas is to drink. So we know that onanoko wa jusu onondemas is going to be this one.
女の子はジュースを飲んでいます
So I'm going to select the girl who's drinking the juice. Ta-da! We win. There we are.
彼女、本を読んでいます。
Ah. So do we split this one? This is here we start ramping things up. So now we've got to remember how our verbic grammar works to apply for each of these adjectival situations, shall we say. I mean, we've got, we could get into the more complicated stuff, I suppose, but still, obviously, the very basics that you would get in like your key stage 1, key stage 2 in most languages. So, is it konojo
を、
hon or yondemas? No, it's going to be wa because it's wa doing.
は、
So I'm going to choose wa for konojo wa hon or yondemas.
彼女は本を読んでいます。
Hey.
彼ら、泳いでいます。
Aha. So do we pick the or do we pick wa?
は、
I'm going to go with wa again. Karera wa oyoideimasu.
彼らは泳いでいます。
男の子食べていますお Wa.
It has to be wa, right? Because that's that's what we've all learned so far, and again the previous streams and up to this point. It's otokonoko wa tabeteimasu. Sounds correct, right? Rather than otokonoko o tabeteimasu. I wonder what the o is. I see. It's for spaces like here where you've already done the wa and the wa. So the o is after the object we're doing to say that we are doing something. And the wa comes before the thing we're going to do. So that to me says that I am going to do this, or we did this. So it's present and future doings by the sounds of it.
は
So I'm going to go with the wa.
男の子は食べています。
彼はひらがな書いています。
Hiragana or kaiteimasu. We put an or here. This is how the formation of that sentence is said. Because we already have the wa. You can't see why in a sentence you would have wa again, unless you were repeating, I did this, and I did this, and I did this. And we're not doing that, because we don't talk in lists like that, unless you're a child, obviously. So I'm going to go with the o here.
お、彼はひらがなを書いています。彼、料理しています。
Already, if you're anything like me, and you're watching this video, on saying
彼、料理しています。
you should be able to now recall what goes after that first word in the sentence before the doing word of cooking. So, 彼は料理しています. Oh, that was terrible, that word there. That was one I'm going to struggle with, I think.
は、
So we're going to go with wa.
彼は料理しています。彼女は漢字書いています。
It's got to be the or, right? Not wa, but or. So,
彼女は漢字を書いています。
There we go.
男の子は本を読んでいます。
And now we get to select which one this goes with. So, 男の子は本を読んでいます. So, we know it's singular because it's 男の子, not on 男のtashi. Tashi is group. I'm going to go with this little boy here reading his book.
女
Yeah!
の子は走っています。
Onnanako wa hashite imasu. So onnanako is again singular. Onna is girl, and it's young girl. So wa hashite imasu. We know hashite is run or jog. So it's got to be this little pumpkin right here. Hey.
女の子たちは
There we
走
go.
っています。
There's the tachi. Onnanako tachi wa hashite imasu. Well, we know it's a group, right? And it's a group of young girls who are running, which has to be this picture, right? There we go.
男の子たちは
Which obviously
本
leaves the
を
last
読ん
one.
でいます。
And the last one.
男の子たちは本を読んでいます。
It has to be the boys down here, right? There we go. So again, some repetition that's now easy to recall.
はお茶を飲んでいます。
Oh, here we go. Now we're starting to get the multiple choice. With, is it singular male, older male, or is it group of older men? And you see how that's a change? So we know that this one is going to apply to this one here. And we know that this one should apply to this young gentleman here. So I'm going to go with otoko no shito wa ocha o nondemasu.
男の人、
So it would be
男の人はお茶を飲んでいます。 は水を飲んでいます。
And there it is. So we know that it's going to be noshita. Otoko no shita tachi wa mizu o nondemasu. As opposed to otoko no shito wa mizu o nondemasu. Excuse me. Still a little bit ill here, but it is shifting. So I'm going to go for
男の人たち、
this is where I find that, again, getting the tongue used to the syllables and the cadence of another language, particularly Japanese, there are a couple of tongue twisters, because there are there are ways that they are saying the syllabic component of these words from how we speak English. The way that we're putting these together are a little bit tongue twistery and foreign, obviously. It's not too difficult, but it's definitely taken a little time to get my particular tongue to work around it. Like I said, I've got an advantage with the softer, less pliable muscle, because we're trying to go to that damaged resting state from my younger days TIA stroke kind of damage. So
男の人たちは水を飲んでいます。
は食べています。
So now we can apply what's going on up here to what's going on down here. So we know that for the female, it'll be 女の人は食べています for this particular lady who is eating her noodles by herself. So let's go with this one.
女の人
女の人は食べてい
は
ます。
食べています。
Bingo. So we've
は
got that
食べ
one.
ています。
Which leaves our only option for over here, where there's a group of ladies who are all eating their lunch salads at the table. 女の人たちは食べています。
女の人たち
It's the 人たち because it doesn't sound like how it looks, like it does in our language, which is fine. That's what we're here learning.
女の人たちは食べています。
Nice. Nice.
彼らは料理しています。
Here we go. So in this one, now, carrera is a group, right? So is it a group of guys cooking? But it could be the singular female cooking. So this is where, have I been paying attention enough to remember what I've learnt so far? This is where the OCD kicks in, where I start self-doubting sometimes. I kind of want to go with these guys. I've got a feeling it's her. I think I might, Let's go with the guys.
彼女は料理していま
There
す。
we go. Kanojo is female singular in this format.
彼女は料理しています。
Oh, I need to learn that.
彼女は料理しています。
Has to be the
子
one
供たちは走っています。
there. Straight away we know that if you've got a tashi in there that it's a group, it's more than one. So it's got to be the girls because this boy is eating, which is tabite. So we don't even need the hashite. But obviously the doing is the difference between running, hashite, and eating, tabite. So
子供たちは走っています。
The girl's running.
彼は食べています。
There we go. So the kare is boy, male, and karera wa would be multiple. Okay, so it's got to be the boy.
彼は食べています。
There we go. So here we go. Here we go. So this is singular woman who is drinking a tea. So for that, it's got to be kanojo wa ocho nondeimasu. Because it's not going to be kanojo tachi wa tabiteimasu. That's eating at the table. And it's certainly not going to be kare wa hashiteimasu because she is not running. So let's go with this one.
彼女はお茶を飲んでいます。
There we go.
彼女はお茶を飲んでいます。
Brilliant. Superb. So, our next one are the group of ladies right at the table eating. It's not going to be the karera wa katakana o kaiteimasu.
彼らはカタカナを書いています。
No. And it's not going to be the kare wa hashiteimasu.
彼は走っています。
It has to be the kanojo tachi wa tabete imasu.
彼女たちは食べています。
Because it's the only one that grammatically and functionally makes sense, because tabete is at the table eating, and kanojo, female, as we know from here, and tashi is the group.
彼女たちは食べています。
Cool. So here we are. We know this is the katakana because they are writing okaite imasu, but we're learning if it's men writing in a group, women in a group, single woman, or single male. And the difference here is kare is male and kanojo is female. No? And the examples at the top so far. So it's got to be this one, okay? Kare wa katakana o kaite imasu.
彼らはカタカナを書いています。
That's the one I'm going for.
彼らはカタカナを書いています。
This is another one here that's the previous one that we've just done. The karera wa, that's a tongue twister right there. Karera wa katakana o kaite imasu.
彼らはカタカナを書いています。
You hear how occasionally I'm putting in a double ra because I'm tripping over the end of this trying to not double say it, and in doing so I'm double saying it. Karera wa.
彼らはカタカナを書いています。彼らはカタカナを書いています。
Cool. Just making sure. So this one, we know it isn't the two here because we've already done these two. Here. Yeah. And the ones that we've already selected. So it's got to be kare wa hashite imasu.
彼は走っています。
Just what I'm going to
彼
select.
は走っています。
Cool beans. There's another slide where we've got full marks. And would you look at that? We've completed the grammar on that one. Now that one's, relatively easy from the previous work that we've done so far, which ain't too bad. I mean, that took, all of 20-25 minutes? And I've slowed my pace down. I'm bringing it back. Gonna try and walk through with this, because don't forget, I'm learning this as well. I'm doing this for me. So the commentary that I'm making right now is just what I'm noticing in this program as it teaches me the language, which I'm then obviously repeating back to you, so that there's a little bit of a mutual understanding that what the program is doing and showing us, or me at least, I can relate it back out. So anyone who's watching this or watches this at a later date can see where I'm going in my train of thought to show that I'm learning this the way that the program's intended, and to pick up how I'm being taught this in a way that's making me notice the differences in the language to make it easier to learn and digest. Okay, so should we continue to lesson 1 reading, or should we give that one a go again? No response? Okay, I think we might go to the reading, which might be a little bit more difficult.
男の子
Otokonoko. Oh,
男の子
ko. Okay, so this one, I don't understand what it's asking for. So this one we're going to get wrong a lot. Otokonoko.
男の子と
Ko.
と女の子
Onnanoko.
女の子な
Na.
な
So I'm going to hit the pause.
男の子
I'm going to go back to this one, because at first, that just see the difference in how this program's progressing. Immediately jumped into the deep ends there. Now, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but at the bottom, above all these highlightable numbers that I'm now highlighting here, but you can't see my mouse at the moment. Above all these here, there's another set of tabs that usually have the 3 types of alphabet for Japanese, and then an ABC button. So you've got your kanji, your katakana, and your hiragana. And you can select which symbolized alphabet you want the English that we've been using to appear in. It's clear that in this reading session, we don't have that option to see what we're doing and have the English, because the whole point is obviously to learn the symbols of the Japanese language. So not knowing this, that was a bit of a deep end throw as to what we were doing. They are highlighting the phrases we've learned so far, and how you see the start is very similar to the sentence. So we're learning the placement of the young boy, otokonoko, and the placement of the young girl, onanoko, and the difference in their symbols as to where it appears in the sentence. So let's redo this. Have another swig of coffee before I hit this. But it's talk back. It's talk back so that we recognize the symbol that they are asking us for. Okay? Now, I assumed there was a talking one, and I'm pretty sure on first entrance I just repeated it. Apparently, I didn't repeat it well enough. But like I said, I have my my microphone set up in this program set to relatively strict, so that I have to have it right in pronunciation first time. I will get stricter as I repeat through each of the modules and stuff. Because I want to be able to speak this properly as a language, and not be a half-assed learner, as it were. I'm taking this very seriously because, as the descriptions of these videos and streams mention, I'm taking this very seriously, for a very, very good reason, and it's not just for my benefit. So let's do that again, shall we?
男の子、
男の子
男の子と女の子、
女の子
女の子、な。
Awesome. That was better.
男の子と女の子、なと
Oh. 女の子
とな。
Okay. So it's teaching us by repetition of the word in the sentence.
なと
So remember the symbol. That's to, and that's na. So now we've got the male and the female.
水を飲んでいます。
水を飲んでいます。
水を飲んでいます。の本を読んでいます。
本を読んでいます。
本を読んでいます。ん
Okay.
水を飲んでいます。の本を読んでいます。の
Okay. So we can see where this is going. So I'm going to repeat these top ones so we can select the bottom. It's already pretty obvious which symbols we are learning. I don't want to fly through this too quickly, because reading is also incredibly important in Japan, from what I've understood and from researching, for you to just be able to get by. And it pays to be able to know the differences between katakana, hiragana, and kanji, for how they are used in context when you are writing and reading. So let's have this one again.
水を飲んでいます。
水を飲んでいます, which is
の
no, which is what we have to hear. So,
水を飲んでいます。
水を飲んでいます。
の
Okay. And then we got the second one, which is 本を読んでいます. Correct?
本を読んでいます。
Yeah, I'm happy that I got more quick in the button. Again, it shows that the repetition and the way that the brain works by forgetting and then remembering for the recall of memory to work, which is how we learn information through practice.
ん
That I got that. Again, probably more from memory from it being talked rather than read. But again, we can kind of figure out where we're going. 本を読んでいます. Because we can see imas is this end 3 characters. So we can discount this here. It's learning the stops of what this is asking for in the language with
水を飲んでいます。
onyond, yeah, onyondeimas, and hon yondeimas. So we see how they're grouped in threes by the looks of this. So mizu onyondeimas and hon oyondeimas. So we'll do this one. This one's asking for
の
no, which is the sideways upside down E.
の
And then we're after the flicky H. That's what I guess in English I'd call that.
の
No. We get to this one.
の
And back to the H, right? Cool, so we're getting there. We're getting there.
の
No. Oh. Which is this one, correct?
と
To, I think is this one.
な
Na. Is this one. You want to do this one. No.
Na.
It was this one. Oh dear. Yeah, because is the soft approach. Oh, we're gonna need to do that again. I totally forgot that first. I totally forgot that first. There it is. There, that one. That's to. No.
No. No.
No. Is the soft
Na.
Na. This one's na. I need to remember that this one is na. So, how am I going to remember then that this is na? To, na, on, no.
Na. To.
This one needs to be redone again. I need to keep redoing this. This is where I'm going to. This is where we're going to learn and solidify what it looks like, what it sounds like. This is a very good basic lesson. To. And we know to is this C with the stick on it. And I will do descriptions of this the way I see it, and I'm referencing it so that, like I said, you will be able to see where my brain is coming from. Now, bear in mind, I am neurodivergent, right? So I see things I'm a visual learner and like to do things, practice them to learn them quicker. And as a result, I see things in patterns that I find easily relatable. So for me, this is a C with a hat on. This is an upside down inverted E. This is a H with a flick, or because it's an N with a soft U joined up. That's what softens it. And this is the na. So the na, I think, how am I going to remember the na? Because that's quite a complicated shape for a na. These are quite simple. This is quite a difficult one. Which one are we doing?
To.
Do. Do. the C hat.
ん
Is the H/soft NU.
の
No. Is the upside down E?
な
Nah. This. Nah. 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 How am I going to remember the nah? See, with these I can kind of relate an easy shape to remember them by. Nah is very difficult visually for me. Okay, so these would be easy to spot reading. Right? To, nah. How am I going to keep remembering these? I may have to
女の子
keep repeating this.
のとんな
Getting better.
女の子
But I am going to keep repeating it because this, I feel, is a very important step to burn into one's memory and what we are learning when it comes to reading Japanese. And being able to apply the right pronunciation to that particular shape of lettering.
No.
No. No. The upside down E. It's the H with the soft U.
To.
Do is the C with the stick hat.
Na.
And that is the shape I can't reference. I might have to do it with the na is no.
女の子
Onna no ko. Onna no. So
女の子男の子
Odo. Konoko. Yeah.
男の子水を飲んでいます
No. It's the E.
水を飲んでいます本を読んでいます
And the double H. Double H. Yes.
本を読んでいま
Okay.
す
So this is another important one to get so that we can learn where their
男の子
placement.
たち
No. So this is an important one to learn where the placements of the sounds of those particular symbols, where they go in the sentence when
女の
written.
子
Onnanoko.
女の子男の子
So we see we replace there's na. Onnana. Onnana. Onnanoko. Oto. Konoko.
男の子水を飲んでいます
It has to be the E because we've already got this directly after it. And it's not the to. So
水を
Onnanoko.
飲んでいます本を読んでいます
So with this one we know it's the double H already. Hon no yondeimasu. Okay. I'm going to go with the HU and DHU.
本を読んでいます男の子たち
Otoko no kotachi.
男の子たち子
Ko.
女の子たち
Onna no kotachi.
女の子たちお
Or.
お
Okay.
お
We got it right. This reading one I think is one that I'll end up repeating for sure. For sure. This one definitely seems like this one needs redoing.
男の子たち、
男の子たち、
男の子たち、こ、
こ、こ、
こ、女の子たち、
女の子たち、
女の子たち、お、
お。
お、
See, so I'm still getting it.
男の子たち、こ、女の子たち、お、お、
O is more complicated.
お、こ、
Go is the slightly simpler. Two strike.
こ、お、
O is the complicated.
お、こ、
And go is the simpler. So we have the
男の子たち、
otokonokotachi.
こ、
Ko
女の子たち、
onanokotachi.
お、
O. So we have this one, which is
お、
O. And
こ、
ko.
お、
O,
こ、
ko.
こ、と、
Do. It's the C with the hat.
こ、
Ko is the simple one.
お、
O. Ooh. Is this one? We've just done this one, right? Yes.
ん、
It's the H for the soft.
な、
Na is the complicated one that I can't come out with. Look how these are similar.
の、
No. We got all those right. How fantastic.
女の子、
But that's one I want to do again. Even though we got all 6 right.
の、
No. No.
の、
The E.
と、
Do. The C.
こ、
Cool. The simple slash.
ん、
H is
な、
Na is the one with the circle.
お、
Oh, there we go. That's better. Still got one wrong.
女、
Going back. We did right the first time.
こ、
Go on.
お、
No,
お、
I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm a double
Oh.
idiot.
ん、
Getting progressively worse.
と、
Excuse me.
の、な、
So we've gone from 6 to 5 to 4 correct.
女の、
No, this is not doing. It's not doing. I will keep repeating until I don't get it wrong twice in a row. I want to make sure that I've got it right.
の、
To. Ko. Na. No. No. Got them the wrong way
Ko.
around. Go.
と、
Do.
な、
That's the circuit.
お、
No.
お、
No. Oh,
Oh.
for fuck's sake. What is wrong with me?
と、
No. Go
女、
back. 4 out of 2 wrong. What am I doing?
な、
Nah.
な、ん、お、
Oh my god.
お、
Oh my god.
の、
I'm doing even worse.
と、こ、
Now I'm not impressed. See how... But I will say, where I've got these wrong,
女の子たち、
look at this again. Alright, I've now got 3 out of 3. So, to, with the C in the hat. With the H and U. No, with the E and ko, with the slices, the dashes. See how the most complicated kanji shapes. Are these kanji, katakana, or hiragana? That's one thing I want to learn the difference of, which symbol type you are using. But notice how the more complicated shape is harder for me to remember. Let's try that again.
ん
There is that.
と、
Do is the C.
こ、
Ko is the dash.
お、
O. No, it's not.
お、の、
No, no, and na.
な、
No, it's the squiggle.
おん、
Getting better. Come on.
ん、 こ、 の、 の、 お、 な、 と、
I will get this.
女
I
の
will
子
get
た
this.
ち、
No, 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 no. We need to get this before we move on. Otherwise, that's going to make the next exercise very difficult. So,
の、
no,
と、
do,
な、 ん、 お、 こ、
oh,
女の子たち、
oh, oh no.
女の子たち、水を飲んでいます。
No.
水を飲んでいます。
Okay.
女の子、
See what I
女の
mean?
子、
It's knowing
男
where
の
it
子、
goes in this.
男の子、本を読んでいます。
This is the double N stuff.
本を読んでいます。
Ah,
男の子たち、
auto, con, chi. Oh my god.
男の子たち、
Ah. See
Otoko
how much difficult this gets. You just end up with it nice and easy, and then it forces you to do something really difficult. Look at that. 1 out of 5. You can see how the previous lesson, very, very important. This will definitely be a module that after streaming this, we've been doing this nearly 55 minutes. So I will end up coming back to this one. I will be repeating this one in the next stream tomorrow for learning Japanese. Try again.
女の子たち、
Onnanokotachi.
女の子たち、水を飲んでいます。
水を飲んでいます。
水を飲んでいます。女の子、
女の子、
女の子、男の子、
男の子。
男の子、本を読んでいます。
本を読んでいます。
本を読んでいます。男の子たち。
は男の男なち。男の子たち。There we go.
男の子たち。
Gotcha. That was a bit easier. That was definitely a bit easier.
男の子。
Oh. O, 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 do, ko, no, no, o, otoko no ko. Oh,
男の子、
yeah.
女の子。
お、お、女の、oh,
女の子。
oh, yeah. I can read the very, very, very basics of Japanese there. That's actually brought a tear to my eye immediately. With the difficulty of the previous two, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool, being able to select those straight off the bat on the first try. I like this. It raises up, it raises up, it raises up, it then slams you really hard with two really difficult lessons, and it brings you back down to something that's a bit more manageable that still taxes your brain. Oh my god. Do you know, for day 3, that was tough. That last, like from 7 to 11, that 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 streak. What do I want to do? No, yeah, whatever. We'll stay in this. That was cool. I liked this lesson. This slide here.
男の子。
Otoko no ko. Onna no ko. Onna no ko. Onna no ko.
女の子。
Onna no ko. That's cool. Onna no. Okay. No ko. Mitch, when you go back to this one, you gonna let me go back? This one was relatively hard. I can go back even further. This is an incredibly important exercise, for sure. This one, yeah. So if we go back to, is it 5? Is it 5? Yes, 5 is where it starts to really pick up. But going from the first one again, learning these, where it places it, tells you in the sentence or in the word what it is, and you can see which one you're learning. This reading one, incredibly important. I might actually go over this another 2 times, in all fairness, because that was difficult. As was, if we go back to number 10, this challenge. But it is starting to make things easier to see in Japanese. Before, I've been able to only place, like, recognizing the same group of symbols that represent a word, like immerse or arigato or sayonara. You know, very simple stuff, especially when it comes to having when I've watched anime and it's got Japanese subtitles on, and you're trying to follow the Japanese subtitles to the wording in OVA, and it's incredibly hard and difficult to follow without having this kind of understanding of how particular sounds for particular symbols relate to where they are in the word, right? Now, having done this, I've got a bit of an understanding now, tiniest bit, I hope you have too, of how these particular sounds formulate a particular word that we are learning gets used in a sentence the way it does. But the last lesson, being able to put in each particular symbol to relate to otokonoko and onanoko, and how it's been broken up into those symbols, which are the syllable sounds. For it's the same as us having zhuzhes and chuches and ings, or ed at the end of something, you know, like changed or wronged. You know how the ed gives you how the word is sounding, or at the beginning when you've got things like church, or when you've got a GH, which usually always follows OU. So you've got things like rough, tough, you know, that sort of thing that happens in our language is what's happening here in Japanese. With how I'm now starting to learn and relate the understanding of how their words and syllables of their language represent not just the symbols being used on the screen to represent those sounds, how now they make up a particular word. So that's good news. That's really good news. So that's it's always good to see. I'm going to end this stream here because it's already an hour long, and I know that people prefer short length content. But I think with these Japanese learning ones, like yesterday's, it was only half-hour long. I might have needed to finish that earlier because I had meetings and other plans in my local town. But I do think that the modules that I did yesterday, obviously they were quite short, so I could get two in at the same time. This was clearly a much longer module to learn with because it's starting to get a little bit more complicated and takes a little bit more time. So I think the streams for these, the videos for these, will be more appropriate in length compared to the module that we are currently going through. Now, I'm going to put continue to lesson 1 writing. I'm not going to start it because I think, because this one was our first really complicated, well, for me, it was a little harder. You saw it was quite difficult for me in a couple of places. This is definitely one that needs to be relearnt, redone a couple of times, in my eyes, to cement what's going on. So I think with the reading, I'm going to return to the home screen and not continue to lesson 1 writing. We've got to here, the writing. It says it's about 5 minutes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It may not have been a full week, but those 5 core lessons, I am going to repeat so that we've done them twice this week. I think that way we will solidify the core lesson, the pronunciation that we've learned, the vocabulary that we've learned, the grammar that we've learned, and the reading that we've learned. This one I might end up having to do a third time just to cap off the end. So we've got 6th, 7th, 7th, 8th, and 8th of January. Not that the date's too important, but as a tracker, it's quite nice to have on there. So, again, I'm going to redo the core lesson, make sure that that sticks. We'll go straight into the pronunciation, make sure that sticks. Straight into the vocabulary, make sure that sticks. Straight into the grammar, we'll make sure that that sticks. And we'll do the reading one again and make sure that that sticks. So, it's Wednesday today, correct? Is it Wednesday today? Yes, it's Wednesday today. So we've done 3 days on the trot, daily stream. So tomorrow, we'll be going back to the core lesson to repeat. And then that'll be Thursdays. And then Friday, we will smash all of these in one long sitting. All right. I think that's how I'll end up breaking it down. We'll do 3 days where we get through the modules. Hopefully we'll have like the 2 short modules in this block. We've got what, 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, 10, and a 5 minute. So it's got its own cadence of how to teach you for Unit 1 before we go to Unit 2. So I think that's, there we go, that's a week's worth where we do it through once, 3 days, 3 to 4 days, and then repetition in the last 2. We'll do that, and that's a week's worth. And then we'll start back up after the weekend and do next week and do these in next week's. I think they're going to be a fair bit tougher for sure. And then we'll end up with the review. We'll see where we're at with the review and how many times we have to go through these, obviously. And then I think the whole module will get repeated. So if we say that this is 1 week and this is 2 weeks, right? That's 2 weeks work. And then I'll probably turn around at the review. If everything works out fine for next week, we'll do the whole lot in one go on like a Saturday or Sunday stream in order, whole way through. Hopefully, that'll be a good strategy and method to learn Japanese and work through these modules, to learn it at a, consistent pace that's not too taxing, put in an hour or 2 a day, to then come back, rinse and repeat, make sure that it's stuck, because the forgetting of it and then coming back to it the next day or whatever, the practice doing so is what formulates the memory and allows us to recall what we've learnt at a quicker pace. So hopefully with this technique, from my own research from linguists and actual polyglots, not the YouTube fakeries, so I will big up someone like Language Jones for pointing out certain self-strategy techniques in learning another language. I'll take some of those on board. And he's not just the only one. There's others, Oriental Pearl, and who else have we got? Takashi, who interviews those who live in Japan. I've been immersing myself in Japanese culture and content for a while now, which I recommend alongside doing some of this if you happen to be watching my streams or videos, if you're watching on YouTube where they live permanently, if you can't get them on my Twitch channel because they get deleted. So yeah, I'm intaking more Japanese listening with English subtitles if they are applied to that person's videos, and if not, I'm just turning the subtitles off just to listen in Japanese so I can hear the cadence of the language and recognize certain words that I know and remember. Like Nihongo, Japanese person. Or things like, it's very simple stuff like the arigato, the stuff we've come in here, the singulars, the mizus, the juzus, the hachites, the tabates, etc. The language, the vocabulary is building up. The immerse, the various things are starting to solidify and stay with me without me actually putting in too much extra effort, as it were. This is a very, for me, natural way of learning, which for someone with neurodivergencies is quite important because you don't want to lose focus and end up distracted and not actually taking in what you're learning. So I think this one program is incredibly useful. I hope you're finding it useful too. I hope you can see that my method and strategy of being quite casual in learning this and leaning on the program and what it does is helping you to understand my progress. And then if you're following along, you are also seeing what I'm seeing and learning at the same pace I am, and therefore are able to learn with me, whether it's at my pace or your own. Hopefully it's sticking for you as well. Which is kind of, what the whole point of this content is to showcase that I'm learning Japanese and I'm hopefully going to be learning it relatively well. I want to be at least an amateur speaker where I can be understood without a phrase book and without using a phone and Google Translate, etc. Because I think that's going to end up, if I was to do that in front of a Japanese person in Japan, I think that would be seen as the height of rudeness, even though the attempt is being made because of the connotations of being a foreigner in their country. Everyone likes a bit of effort, right? That's going to be a given. But I think if the effort is immediate and in front of them, it looks like you're unprepared. That's a form of disrespect to them. And that's the last thing I want, because I really like Japan. I really like the culture. I really like the people. I really like a lot of the things that they produce for the rest of the world. Whether it's games, whether it's content like anime and manga, whether it's, there's a lot of things that they do for us. It's just the entirety of Asia. And I think they get a lot of a bad rep just because of the nature of them being different, much like how their purview of us as a Western culture is a little skewed, and that's just down to hundreds of years of society's indoctrinations that have been placed upon us by various power structures. In any case, personal thoughts and feelings aside, I think it's more respectful to make the effort to learn the language in advance and get a good enough grip on it where I'm going to be able to survive on a holiday trip to Japan, whether it's for a week, 2 weeks, a month, etc. And I think it'd be the height of respect to learn it enough to be able to go to a restaurant, order in Japanese, and understand what's being said back to me without having to whip out the phrasebook or Google Translate. And that's the aim of what I'm doing, which is why I'm showcasing it as content, because I think it's interesting. I think people want to know about this. And for those who can't find materials online or can't afford to be able to learn with like private lessons or whatever, or all these programs that say that they can turn around and help you, and a lot of them tends to be like not necessarily snake oil merchants, but they don't necessarily give you the techniques on how to learn them. They just give you the materials. And not everyone learns in the same way either. So I think the way that I'm going about things, it's a little more casual. It's at my pace for sure, but I'm recording it in the program I'm using so that people can see how something that's been designed to teach you this is teaching it. It's teaching it in a lesson kind of manner, as if you were being taught by a teacher, but without there being that pressure of another person trying to teach it to you, so you can go at your own pace. You can also, like, asking a question can be difficult for some people to be able to find things out. I think being able to see this and click the button to go back and repeat something that you got wrong is incredibly important as well, which is why you will see me doing this. I think it's incredibly important to do this. And then also to be able to review and go back on things that you find tough, or where you feel that it's been a bit difficult for you, which in my case is where we're at right now. I think what we've learned so far, it's good for the first 3 days of daily streaming this morning, to learn the modules we have. Today was very difficult because of this module with the reading, and as you saw, I repeated a couple of the points in there over and over until I got them right before I felt confident to move on. And I think that's the right method, the right way to be able to learn something as difficult as Japanese, because if you look at various tables on the hardest languages to learn from your native speaking, English to Japanese or English to Mandarin, etc., is getting to top tier languages, because it's such a bigger difference in how the construction of their language is, in syllabic grammar, cadence, tonality, inflection, how it's written as well. Just a different format, a different modality. So like I say, I'm going to take my time. I have an end goal with this. I know what I'm trying to achieve. That might not be everyone else's opinion or end goal, but for learning and understanding Japanese, I think this approach is going to help a fair few people. So if you happen to end up finding this video, I hope that you can see my progress and you can follow along with the exercises that I'm doing. I will try to get better as I'm narrating through the program and selecting answers. It will only go with time because obviously I'm still quite new at content creating in the first place, whether it's the gaming stuff that I do on this channel and put up on YouTube. And obviously this is wildly different. This isn't gaming. This is actual lesson learning. But like I say, hopefully showcasing what I'm doing will spur those to join in, like, follow, share, subscribe me and my channels and links to come and see this material, even if you don't want to see the gaming stuff or the music stuff that I put up. And I hope that those that see this can learn along with me with these videos. And lucky for you, you see this video, you can play it back over and over and over again. So you've also got a repetitive source material to be able to learn this stuff yourself. If you haven't got this program, or you don't want to go out of your way to get other programs that may or may not work for you. So that's the intention. So far I think it's doing well. And that's this stream at an hour and 17 minutes. I'm going to finish off there. I think I've explained enough with regards to using Rosetta Stone to learn Japanese and where I'm at right now with the modules. I'm hoping that, I think tomorrow I'll go back through the core lesson. And then, like I say, Friday will be these 4 in one long go. And then we'll start the writing after the weekend. And we'll see how far we get with those. And see if we need to turn around and do any repeats. Like I say, I'm not going to turn around and get the percentage. I'm not going to move on until I get 100% on everything. That's my OCD. That's the completionist in me. That's the perfectionist in me. But it's also until I feel comfortable to move on. And I'm not comfortable until it says 100% on everything. And I'm not going to be comfortable or happy until it's in my head and able to be repeated without mistake first time in each of these modules. That's where I want to get to. I want to be able to immediately recognize it. I want it to be as close to being able to speak and talk English as possible in understanding, so that I'm not going to have any trouble in 2 years' time when I'm out in Japan with my daughter. So that's all from me for this morning. Apologies if you wanted the short form content and this has turned out to be an hour and 20 minutes long form content. It's just the nature of how this is going. Please look back at the other learning Japanese self-taught learning videos that I've put up. I think they're all still up here on my channel on Twitch because it's only been 3 days. They do get taken down after 6-7 days. So if you can't find them, please hit that link to my YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, follow me. It costs nothing. I don't earn any money from doing this. I'm doing this purely because I want to and because I enjoy it. And I think people will enjoy what I put out. Follow me, subscribe to me to get the updates when these are coming out. Even if you don't like the gaming stuff or the music stuff, that's entirely your call. I think this is a little bit more involving and a little bit more for everyone. For those who want to be able to learn Japanese without having to invest too much of their own time or money, because in this day and age, living is expensive in any possible facet of our lives. So I'm hoping to provide this as a form of service that anyone can sort of jump into and rinse and repeat and learn along with me. That's all from me. As always, stay safe, take care, love each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.